Well, here we go. Just wrapped up a fantastic episode with Tahir and Lucas. So grateful for you fellas. And I'm doing some marketing, doing some reels regarding that episode, getting things out to magnify their voices. And I notice an email from none other than X itself. Apparently, it hasn't been entirely liberated, and it's infringing on our First Amendment right. You want proof? Here it is. And it's under the guise, and I'll let you be the judge, so to speak, or question, right? What are your thoughts? This is under hateful ideology, hateful content. Hi, Unmuzzled chat. It states your post was detected by our systems and has had its visibility limited for violating the X rules. Specifically, we have determined your post violated our rules against hateful content. You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender or gender ideology, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. What a freaking crock. What a crock. So what gets highlighted here is, so the message I stated itself, just forwarding a post that's going pretty well viral off of X. My words was simply, it would be incredibly hard for me to believe what is in this post, but I have seen rabbi after rabbi say this out loud themselves, and worse. I've heard it from their mouths themselves, worse than what in fact we reposted. Too many are blindly supporting the synagogue of Satan. And I feel confident in stating that because I state right here, look no further than the bloodshed of innocent women and children. The devil is here to deceive, and then I had to put etc., right? It's biblically told, like warns us what to be aware of, that the devil himself is here to do and what he's capable of doing and what in fact he is successfully doing. So let's actually go to the post. That's why I had to just jump on this opportunity, because it still stands. I'm still able to view the actual post. And let's see, Dr. Anastasia. All right, this is who forwarded it, where I came across it. It's obviously becoming an echo chamber. Many people are forwarding and posting this. In the post, it states, we are currently helping our, in parentheses, quotations, our greatest ally accomplish this. Our greatest ally. Said by so many politicians these days. I would challenge that narrative. They are not our greatest ally. But the Jewish Talmud, and it actually pulls out specifics that it states, like in the book itself, and that the followers of the Talmud actually say themselves, and it is very alarming things. It is very alarming. So once again, let's just reread what I stated. Because based on posts like this, it would be incredibly hard for me to believe. I have seen it with my own eyes. I have heard it with my own ears. Rabbi after rabbi state these very things out loud themselves, and yes, worse, actually calling for the destruction of Western civilization, some of them specifically stating America itself. That's our greatest ally. The whole anti-Semitism, the whole hateful content, me questioning it, me actually reposting this, stating it would be really hard to believe for myself if I didn't actually hear other people speak it out. Now, am I calling specifically anyone, any race, anything? No, I just acknowledge self-proclaimed rabbis themselves, what they've said, Am I demonizing all Jewish people here? Absolutely not. I want to base people on their words, their actions, their deeds. If in fact they're fulfilling good and it's niceties to all brothers and sisters in this life, fantastic. If they're committing evil, we must maintain the ability to call out evil and actual evil doers. So what is more damning? Exposing these threats? Like right here. A Jew may have sex with a child that is 3 years and 1 day old. States black people aren't qualified to perform the temple services. Quotes, kill the best of Gentiles. That we won't even, that it states certain individuals will have 2,800 slaves. Once again, I've heard certain individuals, do we have to muzzle our speech? This is literally turning into a criminal organization that we can't even speak out on the crimes anymore. Now, am I once again stating all individuals? Absolutely not. I could play clips for you regarding, you know what? Let's pull it up. Why not? Rabbi Yosef, I can't even pronounce that. You could look into it yourself. But what is more hateful? What is more damning? Like me questioning this, me sounding the alarm on this, me wanting to get to the bottom of it because I view what they're actually stating to be more evil, to be more harmful, and it's actual actions. This is actual incitement of violence. I'm just trying to expose the perpetrators of violence and hateful ideology, aka something that could even lead to the genocide of countless lives. What? What freaking world are we living in that we can't expose real evil? Listen to this.
You have 6 billion idol worshippers who makes God angry every second of their life. Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Tibet, Nepal, Thailand. So many. India alone is 500 million. China is 2 billion. So many. 2 billion Christians, which are idol worshippers.
2 billion Christians. Oh, but look at how far he's willing to speak out on this.
Between Chinese, Hindus, Buddhists, and Christian, at least 6.5 billion people are idol worshippers that, according to the Torah, do not have the right to live. Idol worship.
What? Christians don't have the right to live? They're slowly, through the infiltration of our occupied government, our conquered country, hindering our speech and abilities to even question what they themselves are not just threatening, they're fulfilling. Unbelievable. They've even pulled the wool over a lot of, through their ways of influence, manipulation, bribes, threats, gotten so many pastors to blindly support these individuals or this nation state, whatever you want to call it, that's feeding the corruption to our detriment, our tyranny, our abilities to even practice our religion. This is so alarming. I don't understand the disconnect. And it's not just this one individual. We have countless rabbis speaking out on this.
Per goy, it's death penalty. Not only Jews.
Death penalty.
Even a goy not have the right to live. Idol worshipper goy. People are idol worshippers that, according to the Torah, do not have the right to live. Idol worshipper goy, it's death penalty. Not
goy, death penalty to all Christians, idol worshippers, he says.
Only Jews. Even a goy who bow down to an idol, who believe in JC, deserves death penalty. You have...
Okay, so all I'm doing is questioning. Is this serious? Is this for real? And are they fulfilling this? I don't want to demonize any one individual or even the Jews. I genuinely don't believe all of them want this to be the outcome, but how are we to even determine or effectively get to the bottom of any of it and facing the ones that genuinely want to see this happen, once again, all I stated, it would be incredibly hard for me to believe, but I have seen rabbi after rabbi say this out loud themselves, and worse. And yes, worse. Worse being some of the things he actually talked about. The murder, the genocide of billions, entire countries, China, India, America. We really need to question ourselves, and what God are we actually listening to? Is it the one masquerading as our loving creator, but in fact is here to deceive and destroy? Or is it our loving creator that wants to see peace, free agency? Because what that demon was just speaking out on, that's evil. That is nothing but evil. A lot of these rabbis specifically actually talk about Jesus being the devil and the devil being their Lord and Savior. They openly speak out on it. Certain rabbis. Is it all of them? Once again, I don't know. But we have to maintain the ability to question things and our free speech to get to the bottom and really hone in on the true threats. Just this becomes more alarming now to me. It makes me want to double, triple down. What is really hateful content? Is it my questioning, or is it what this individual just spoke out on? Me questioning, or what this individual spoke out on? We cannot allow more legislation, more censorship of our speech to actually properly acknowledge the threats. Full stop. It would only be a criminal organization that would pass legislation that would infringe on our speech, limit our reach, and our abilities to properly sound the alarms to maintain our freedoms. Only evil would be fulfilling that. Period. We are not grasping this quick enough, successfully enough. It just goes to show how diminished we've become. After all, they've been pumping fluoride into our water since even before the 1950s. Knowing the outcomes. It's intentionally being done. There's genuinely no other sound explanation for it. Where to go from here? If people don't want to show up and save themselves, what else do I say? You're going to get what you get. We've seen insane tyranny right here. Look no further than the pandemic. We haven't sought proper accountability even regarding that. I guarantee there are worse things coming down the pipe as we speak. I don't mean to sit here and sound all doom and gloomy, because the reality of it is we live in a land of abundance still. We live in a very blessed time. When has it ever been more black and white? It is clear as day, and we must effectively gain the distinctions between the devil and our loving creator, so we aren't deceived. So we actually fulfill God's will for us, and not fall under the guise of the evil one masquerading as God. What is more loving? What is more loving about all of this? I don't want to be exposing all this. I don't want, but it's a legitimate threat. Once again, they're saying it themselves. They, as in certain individuals, does it encompass them all? To be determined. We can't allow freaking infringements of our First Amendment right in this legislation that is literally being passed in our country. Grasp that. What does that mean? We can't even read certain biblical. It will infringe on our own beliefs. We could be imprisoned. We could potentially even be murdered over this. If we don't take a stand now, there are darker days ahead. You know, I didn't even finish the email from X. Let's go ahead and finish it. As a result Your post may stay on the platform, but we have limited its reach. So in ways, if you don't catch this, so they've done some good things. At least we're being alerted and not just shadow banned. I see shadow banning as a bigger threat than entirely banning, because now you could just blast that platform, bring people onto free speech platforms entirely, which is huge. But what the frick? Now this makes me think of the clip of Elon where, in fact, he's laughing and he's like, I'm a Jew, and laughing. It's like, what? Okay. Well, I'm not trying to demonize any people or anything. I'm just, how is it that Jew, you get a shield? How come Christians don't have a shield? How is it Buddhists don't have a shield? It is specifically Jews. What does it matter? What does it matter? Did I state Jew in my post? No. It's stated in the reposting, the actual book that has information stating like what Jews believe, right? It's the book they use, the Talmud, right? But I didn't state any of that. But I've specifically brought up what I've heard rabbis say, and I've also brought the receipts on one specific one, but there's a multitude, and I could build that out right now. It's something I genuinely didn't want to do, but now we're going to build it out, bring all the dang receipts. But even in the singular clip I played, verifies everything in this very post. It's a full receipt. It's a full receipt. Undeniable. You can't argue it. It is a legitimate threat, the words that came out of that man's mouth, and that's what I'm sounding the alarm on. Period. You can learn about how your post's visibility is limited on our help center. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal the violation by going to your post and selecting Learn More. Okay. We must grasp, and it's a very hard one to grasp, how dangerous it is any type of infringement on our free speech. Once again, only criminal organizations under the guise of stopping the spread of misinformation, hateful ideology, etc., 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 BS, BS, BS. We must maintain our full right to free speech. This isn't inciting violence. Genuinely, it's pointing out an individual calling for violence. That's all it is. What in the snot, folks? If we can't fully grasp this and effectively push back and maintain this freedom, there are clearly darker days ahead. I just wanted to expose this while I still had access to it, because you never know. Maybe the X account won't even be accessible. Maybe it's not just the post, but my whole X account could very well not be accessible tomorrow. So I felt the need to capture this now and share. What is my intention? Just sounding the alarm so we can maintain our free speech. We lose that, it is over, folks. It's over. I hope you can understand that and recognize that. I love you. And I want us to be able to protect ourselves from any threats. Period. Full stop. Foreign and domestic. What is going on? You connect the dots. It's no coincidence. The individuals and what they claim, religious beliefs, their dual citizenships, you could look into it yourself. Why do they have dual citizenship, the majority of Congress, the majority of our Senate, to Israel? Why? I see that in and of itself treasonous to an extent. Why does anyone in a position of power in this country have dual citizenship? Why? I don't feel that should be allowed. Period. It's kind of to Billy's point. Are we anymore the United States of America Or are we the divided states of communist Israel? And we're just abiding to a foreign entity. It's a legitimate question. I pray we open our hearts and our minds. Be willing to do a little digging, a little research. Anyone that would just be like, oh no, this is wrong, and not look into anything, well, that's a problem. God bless you. God bless America. Until next time, take care.